Is the home you're buying worth the price you're paying? That is a question that I get a lot of times from buyers, especially in the GTA markets. We've seen over the last few years where there is a propensity towards, bidding, multiple offers. The way that a lot of listings are structured is, they're underpriced so that there is a purposeful uh, a purposeful way to cultivate that bidding and the multiple offers. And so, I hear from buyers all the time, is this house worth what I'm putting on paper? My first reaction to that, my first response rather, would be only you can determine that for yourself. Um, Something is only worth what someone is willing to pay for it and what someone is willing to sell it for. So, um, you know, back in the old days, I think the old thing we all heard was buy low, sell high, right? We're in markets now, whereas if you look at the average sale price from the Toronto Real Estate Board from like 1994 to say 2000, it was pretty flat, but it did have an upswing, maybe 5% appreciation per year. But since like 2000, 2003, it's just done this. So is that house worth what you're paying for it? Um, I think yes. I've often had sellers or sorry buyers where we've had an appraisal on the house because we've been conditional on financing, and I always say to them, let the bank figure it out. If the bank says to you, no, we're not appraising this property for what you have it on paper for, well, that's usually a good indicator. But if the bank is willing to appraise it at the price you paid or higher, well, then it's a pretty good bet that you bought that house right. And again, the appreciation has been so drastic over the last few years. I say this in a few videos, like if you're just looking at it from a standpoint of the market, from a standpoint of you're buying this year, you're going to sell next year, well, you're going to be more subject to ups and downs. Like those that bought in, say, 2022, 2021, well, 2021 rather, wanted to sell in 22 or 23. You're going to be subject to those downs in the market. But if you bought 5 years ago, 6 years ago, even if you bought in the heights of 2017, we're still, way surpass those numbers. So again, if you're in it for 3 to 5 years, you're going to find that everything's going to balance out. You're going to end up on the positive side. If you're buying less than that, the GTA market is a tougher market to do if you're looking to buy something 1 year, flip it the next, unless you really got a good handle on the numbers and the economy and what's going on there. I'd be interested to hear from you though. When you bought your house, in the comments, tell me, was your house worth what you paid?